Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua is being looked at for Saudi Arabia, UAE. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, it looks like Saudi Arabia is a potential location for the much anticipated now Ruiz versus Joshua part 2. Now, Joshua, I did some videos about it. He randomly did an interview with Sky Sports, and he says Ruiz is doing a lot of talking. He says he's willing to fight Ruiz in Tijuana, Mexico, and Andy Ruiz's uncle could be the referee, and he'll still whoop him, you know, which led to Andy Ruiz seeing it and responding and saying, all right, let's do the fight in Mexico. What are we talking about? Let's get it, you know. And then he put a slick comment. He said Ruiz versus the Robot part 2. Now it's looking like Saudi Arabia is a potential contender for the location. So I want to give my thoughts to this. I have mixed feelings about it. You know, obviously there's money. Amir Khan just fought. You know, I heard he didn't get how much he was supposed to get because of the late replacement of Billy Dib. But, you know, there's definitely money in UAE. And for that reason, it's probably going to be an exotic, you know, nice venue, those types of things. The only downside is it's going to be a different time zone. And this is a big fight for the U.S. especially. And who knows if it happens in Saudi Arabia, what time it will come on. I remember I watched the World Boxing Super Series. They had one of the contests in Saudi Arabia. And, you know, I don't recall offhand what time I watched it, what the time zone difference was. But, you know, people in the UK, people in the USA, I don't know what time it would possibly come on for them. So that's one thing to consider. I really think what I think is going on is I think Joshua and Andy Ruiz, it must be in the contract. This is just my opinion. I think it's in the contract that they have to mutually agree on the location, and both guys are playing hardball. Joshua initially, he did a vlog and he says he's willing to fight Andy Ruiz at the scene of the crime, you know, where this all went wrong for him in New York. But I think upon further review, probably his handlers, Barry Hearn and Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn did immediate interviews responding to the Joshua vlog where he said that, and he says Joshua's crazy, he's down to fight in New York. Eddie Hearn's looking at it like a business. I can't afford you to lose again, you know, especially in that fashion or worse, you know, like a quicker stoppage or something where get knocked out, you know, where your eyes are closed type shit. So I really feel like Eddie Hearn probably convinced Joshua that, you know, maybe his team, Rob McCracken, I don't know, probably convinced him that you shouldn't do it in New York. You know, who cares where it happened? You know, you just need to get the victory here. You know, that's what I think happened. And Andy Ruiz, for obvious reasons, doesn't want to go to the UK. Dillian White he failed a drug test with UCAD. Nobody heard about it until after the fact. They let the fight commence. You know, it just looked real fishy. And we've seen some fishy refereeing and officiating and biased commentary and stuff like that. So I don't blame Andy Ruiz. He's the champion. He earned it out the mud, 5 weeks to train, and he did his thing. So I think that's kind of why they're at this standoff, and they have to look at some type of neutral ground where nobody really has the advantage. You know, like if they were to put it in Nigeria, maybe that gives Joshua the advantage. If they put it in Mexico, they feel it gives Ruiz the advantage. They think, you know, the United States, as big as it is, I guess, being from the West Coast, Joshua feels that's a major advantage in happening in New York. And, you know, obviously Ruiz would feel that in Principality Stadium, that would give Joshua the crowd advantage. So I think that's what's causing the delay, why it hasn't been announced. This is just my speculation on the situation. And it sucks because I really think Joshua, he's the one that lost. He's the one that got embarrassed. He's the one that got dropped 4 times. He is the one that's no longer the champion. So in my honest opinion, in my view, I think to really bury the hatchet and prove to yourself and to the world that you're capable of beating this man, you should fight on your fear. You should work on your fears and fight outside of your comfort zone, which would be in Mexico. Lennox Lewis liked that idea, or the United States would be perfectly fine too. Plus, again, that those markets generate a lot of money for this particular fight. For Mexico, they have stadium like Azteca Stadium that's huge, and they've never seen a Mexican heavyweight champion before. So financially, I think that would be really lucrative. And we know there's a lot of money in the United States. Saudi Arabia, there's a lot of money out there as well. But again, you're dealing with different time zones. So, I don't know if it would come on at prime time for some of these locations. So that's kind of my theory on it, on what's going on. I think maybe it was written in the contract that they have to mutually agree on the location. And Andy Ruiz keeps doing interviews saying, I'm not fighting him in the UK. It's not happening in the UK. So the level of confidence Andy Ruiz is saying that with leads me to believe that his team is letting him know we don't have to fight him in the UK. And then Joshua, who's the former champ, maybe he has a say in it too. And he's like, I'm not going back to New York all of a sudden. So really, to be honest, this is Joshua's team's fault. That's what it seems like. And the reason I say that is because, again, days later after the loss, Joshua did a vlog and said he's down to fight in New York. Plus, he got Brody on that Sky Sports interview yesterday and said he'll fight in Mexico with Andy Ruiz's uncle. These are things that Andy Ruiz's side has never said. Andy Ruiz has never sounded delighted to go to the UK. He never said, I got to go to the scene of the crime or, give him an opportunity because he did in my backyard. Andy Ruiz has been steadfast and adamant that I want to fight in Mexico or anywhere in the United States, LA, New York, Texas. We can get it rocking. I'm the champ now. I'm calling the shots. The person, per usual, in the heavyweight division that has contradicted and changed and backtracked what they've said has been Team Joshua. Joshua said he wanted to go to the scene of the crime. This is why I blame him. He put that out there that he wanted to go to the scene of the crime. It's on his YouTube channel and make this right. And now all of a sudden he's saying, no, I owed it to the British fans and this and that. And the other thing is Andy Ruiz, with all the speculation from other fighters like Gerald Big Baby Miller, who failed a drug test, and Dillian White, who failed a drug test, it seems, they accused Joshua of being on therapeutic exemptions that you can't get or that are harder to get in America. So I think that's another reason why Ruiz doesn't want to fight Joshua, in his stomping ground, because he feels too many fishy things are liable to happen. So we'll see what happens if Saudi Arabia is a serious because we've heard this like Pacquiao or Amir Khan, Saudi Arabia, and then it never went anywhere. So I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about that fight. I've never been to Saudi Arabia, so I don't know if some of the channels that you always see cover fights, if everybody's going to go out and it's going to get the same coverage or what. So let me know what you guys think of the idea, but it seems that they're trying to find somewhere neutral where no one has like an immediate advantage. But, people say that both sides have said something different. Ruiz has said it's not happening in the UK, and Joshua says, Ruiz don't call the shots. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out. I will keep you guys updated. For the latest and greatest updates, smash the like button and also hit the subscribe button. Smash the bell icon for the updates and that type of thing. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.